Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So at present there are like how many students? So how many students are there now? Like 35, 36, 37. Okay, so what about the other students? I think there are almost like 62 people registered in this course. 64, I think. Yeah, some people are joining in between. I want everyone to join on time, like by 11:30. So sorry for the delay today. Like I'm just starting. Uh, okay, so let's start the class. So in the last class, mainly we focus on stress strain curve, what is Hooke's law, elastic modulus or Young's modulus. So in today's lecture, we will mainly focus on some numerical examples and also some other elastic constants which we are dealing with in structural engineering. So we will start with the numerical example right now. This is based on from the stress strain curve which we have studied in the last class. So a tensile test was conducted on a mild steel bar. The following data was obtained from the test: diameter of the steel bar, the gauge length, etc. So I want you to determine what is the Young's modulus, stress at elastic limit, percentage elongation, and percentage decrease in area. So last time, like I'll be calling some names. So just give me some 3 or 4 minutes time. So everyone just try to do this problem, and then I will call the names and random. So I will know whether you are online or not. So I will start calling the name. Satyajit Patil, are you here? I think he's not here. So in this case, I need to put option mark for the students. Do you want me to do like this? Okay. Is he here, Satyajit Patil? Satyajit Patil, he has, oh yeah, he has, he's online there, but he's not responding back. So I'm just noting his name. I need Ram Prasad. Ram Prasad, are you here?
Yes, sir. I'm there.
So can you tell me what is the Young's modulus? So before you change modulus.
Sir, I'm solving, sir. A minute.
Okay, but just tell me what is the steps you what is the first step you are saying? What is the expression for Young's modulus?
Sir, actually, by Hooke's law, we know that stress-based strain is constant, which is Young's modulus. So before the I mean, um, before the elastic limit, we can actually calculate using the load 150 kilonewton by the area equal to Young's modulus into 0.21 mm by 20 centimeter. With that, we can find.
Yeah. So just tell me the expression again. Yeah. So what is the
So
expression for
your
the Young's
voice is
modulus?
not heard clearly.
Is it clear now? Hello. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it
So
is clear.
okay, fine. So Ram, what is the expression for Hooke's law? Like from what are you getting? Your voice is actually I cannot hear anything from the. Okay, so sigma is E in the epsilon. So what are, you need to find what is epsilon E here, elastic modulus. So how do you calculate sigma and epsilon here? Hello Ram. Uh,
The Young's modulus is 2020952 into 10 to the power 4.
this is Ram or any other person?
Any other, sir?
Okay, I'm just asking you to Ram only. Alright, just wait for a minute.
Oh, yes, sir.
So Ram, what is the expression for stress here?
Sir,
What is the expression for stress?
150 kilonewton.
No. I'm asking the formula.
Stress is force per unit area.
Okay. And what is the expression for epsilon?
Change in length by original length.
And what all the quantities are known here?
Sir, we actually know that change in length at 150 kilonewton is 0.21 mm, and the maximum load till which the elastic behavior is seen is 250 kilonewton.
Change in length is 0.21 mm. Okay. And what is the
Yes,
value
sir.
for L?
So change in length at 150 kilonewton is 0.21 mm.
Change in length is 0.21 mm. So I'm
Yes,
asking
sir.
what is the expression for length?
Length is 20 centimeter.
Okay, so it is 200 mm. And what is the area?
Areas we actually know the diameter. So it's pi into 1.5 whole square into 10 power minus 4 meter square.
5 into?
Pi into 1.5
Okay.
into 1.5 into 10 power minus 4 meter square.
Okay. Pi by 4 square. And what will be the value for F you have to use here?
What, sir? I can't hear you.
For what? Now the unknown quantity is like you need to substitute for F also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what value you will put for F?
F will be 150 kilonewton.
What's the reason why you are putting 150 kilonewton?
Sir, because at that given force, we actually know the elongation. So with that, we can find it.
That's also true. But at the same time, we are saying that what is the it is saying that okay, yeah, the elastic limit is happening at 250 kilonewton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when we draw the graph, see So till this region it is a straight line till 250 kilonewton, not 250 kilonewton, to that. One second again. Just a second. That got closed. Okay, so at till 250 kilonewton, you are getting it is in the elastic limit. So the applied load is 150 kilonewton. So that's the reason why we are in that region. The Hooke's law is valid. The stress is proportional to strain, and you are putting F as
150 kilonewton.
150 kilonewton. And what is the value you are getting for E?
Yes, sir. I'm just a minute, sir.
You should tell me by this time now. Others, I want to calculate the stresses in elastic limit, percentage elongation, and percentage decrease in area. So Ram, did you get the answer for Young's modulus?
So yes, sir.
Yeah, how much you are getting?
So 2.02 into 10 power 11.
2.02 into 10 to the power of 11 unit. I need the unit.
Yes, sir. Unit will be Newton per meter square.
Yeah, okay. So usually either we go for in the unit of Newton per millimeter square or Pascal. Okay. So
Yes,
this
sir.
will be like 202 point 202 something, and actually the correct is 200.09 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per millimeter square, and Newton per millimeter square is nothing but megapascal, and you can write 202.09 to the 10 to the power of 3, not 10 to the power of 3, I should say. Just convert that megapascal into gigapascal. Okay. And what about the other answers? So I will call another name. Ramesh Maniar.
Sir, can I unmute myself?
Yeah, sure. Ramesh Maniar, are you here now?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what is the stress at elastic limit?
Stress of elastic limit.
Yeah.
Sir, 4.17 into 10 power 7 Newton per meter square, sir.
Can you tell me how did you get that?
Sir, force 250 kilonewton. I took force is equal to 250 kilonewton, sir.
Okay.
And area is.
What is the area?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello. What is the area?
Is equal to 20 into 3, sir.
20 into 3. How do you calculate that? Which cross section you are considering now? You have a bar like this.
Sir,
you are
sorry, sir. Area. 1 minute, sir.
So the cross section view will be like a circle.
Sir, pi into 1.5 whole square, sir.
Okay, so what is the area coming there?
1 minute, sir. I'll calculate. Sir, 7.065 into 10 power minus 4, sir.
Into unit.
Meter.
Okay.
Meter square, sir.
7.05 into 10 to the power of
Minus 4, sir.
minus 4 or minus 6. You are dealing with millimeter, right?
Sir, meter square, sir.
Okay.
Sir, 10 power minus 6, sir.
Yeah, 10 to the power minus 6.
Yes, sir. Meter square.
So what is the stress at elastic limit now?
Sir, 1 minute, sir. I'm calculating. Sir, 35.38 kilonewton per millimeter square, sir.
35.
0.38.
35.38.
Eight.
1 second. Kilonewton per millimeter square.
Yes, sir.
35.38. How does that come?
What, sir?
Now check with the unit again.
1 minute, sir. Sir, I'll tell him Newton per meter square, sir.
Newton per meter square. Okay.
35.41 into 10 power 9.
Okay.
Newton per meter square.
Fine. Anyway, I don't have the final answer with me right now. Okay, I will check. So it is 255 kilonewton per Newton per. By the 7.06. How much it is coming now? Let me check. 250. Yeah, 35.410.
Yes, sir.
Is that into 10 to the power of 3? It is in Newton per millimeter square. Okay.
Sir, but there's 10 power minus 6, like in 7.06 in denominator.
Okay.
We also have 10 power minus 6.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, fine.
So we'll get 10 power 9.
Yeah, okay. That's true. Actually, this is 706. There is no. Okay. And what about the percentage elongation and percentage decrease in area?
Sir, you're asking me?
Yeah, you can calculate, right?
Sir, can you show me the question, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, is it 30%, sir?
Yeah, 30%. So already calculate.
Yes, sir. Sir, delta L by L, sir.
Okay, fine. And similarly, okay, and similarly we can move to the next question. Okay, similarly we can find the percentage decrease in area also. The percentage decrease in area will be the change in area by the total area. So change in area will be with respect to the initial it was 30 millimeter diameter, and then now it becomes 22.5 millimeter, because the diameter of the rod at failure is 2.25, and the percentage decrease in area will come as 43.75%. Okay. So with this, I'm just we have other elastic constant also. For example, like I just need to. So here, from Hooke's law, what we have learned is sigma equal to E into epsilon, or the ratio of the stress to the strain is a constant, and we call it as Young's modulus or elastic modulus. Is going. Once again, just sorry for the delay. Okay. Right. So now we are having initially I said like again the problem. Yeah. The ratio of the stress to strain I defined as elastic modulus or Young's modulus. So similarly we have we can define with respect to the shear stress as well as shear strain. So the ratio of the shear stress to shear strain is known as modulus of rigidity or the shear modulus, and we denote it by the letter G. So G is nothing but tau by gamma, the shear stress to the shear strain. And similarly, we can define with respect to the volumetric stress. For example, like when a body is subjected to three mutually perpendicular like and equal stresses, the ratio of the direct stress to the volumetric strain is found to be a constant, and this constant is known as an bulk modulus, and of course it has to be in the elastic limit. We denote the notation for the bulk modulus by the letter K, that is given by sigma by epsilon v. So there are some relation between this bulk modulus, elastic modulus, and the shear modulus. So the one relation is the G is nothing but E by 2 into 1 plus mu. So what is mu here? The last class we have studied. So can someone tell what is mu?
Poisson's ratio, sir.
Yeah, Poisson's ratio. Just tell me the name also, like when you are saying.
Sharon, sir.
Okay. Poisson ratio. Poisson ratio is the ratio of the lateral strain to the longitudinal strain. And similarly, we have this expression K equal to E by 3 into 1 minus Q mu. And from these two equations, we can find the combined, like the term, like equation containing all the terms K, G, and E. I think this equation you have to by heart yourself, in the sense like it might be useful for some later in, like in a quizzes or some gate exam, like that. You will be given with elastic modulus and you will be asked to find what is shear modulus, like that. And actually we can derive some of these equations. Actually I am planning to show this derivation for one expression, but already we lost some time. Maybe if we have time in the last minute, I will show it. Now I want to show what is the elongation of a bar due to its self weight. Okay, so like we have a bar. And this bar is having, say, cross-sectional area as A, elastic modulus as E, then it is having a mass density rho, and because of the self weight, we are not applying any extra forces, but because of the self weight, the bar has a tendency to elongate. For example, like it can elongate up to this portion and let it be delta L. So we want to find how, we want to determine what will be the total elongation of the bar due to the self weight. In order to do this, we will again consider like a small section. We will take a small section, say this section. We are considering this region. Okay. And let it be X. So what we are trying to do here is, so this is a dx element having a dimension of dx. We take this dx element here, and below this dx element there is a it is acted by, no, so this is the portion below the dx. Okay, so what will be the weight of this portion? Can someone tell? This is a total MPL. Okay.
Rho into
MG,
A into X.
MG,
Yeah, just tell your
MG
name.
upon L into X.
Sir, my name is Kshitij.
Okay. Yeah, tell me, what is the load?
Sir, rho into A into X.
Rho into A into X. Exactly. So this load is acting actually down because of the self weight, and as we say, it is restrained on the top. So there is a tensile, like there is a resistive force acting in the opposite direction. So basically, this bar is actually in the under the influence of a axial force, like tensile force. And we know that in the last class, that from the Hooke's law, we have learned that for this bar, the sorry, not this. The delta will be PL by AE.
The load should be rho AX G. G is gravity.
Okay, you can include gravity also. I thought like the specific gravity. Okay, yeah, that's also fine. Yeah. Okay, so the delta will be PL by AE, and for this small element dx, we will have the elongation as rho AX G into this A I put as A, and this L will be nothing but dx. And what you have to do now, you have to integrate this expression from 0 to L. You are starting from this point 0.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, our length should be x and elongation should be dx, no sir?
Length should be
we are taking an element of length x and it will have an elongation dx, no sir? So the elongation will get.
No. We are considering an element of dx here, and for this element of dx, it has a like the weight from 0 to x region is acting on this dx.
Oh, okay, sir.
From say, yeah, okay. And once we do this operation, you will get like delta is nothing but the final elongation will be. So I will cancel rho by g, and it will be x square by 2, and once you put it will be L square by 2. Again, if you make the assumption that the total weight be rho a L into g, that is the density into volume, then we can see that it will be nothing but WL by AE. Okay, so the elongation of the bar due to the self weight will be WL by AE, where W is the total weight of that bar. And when you compare this expression with the sorry, there will be 2 also here. 2 AE. You are substituting this W here, and you are getting this expression. And when you compare this expression and this expression, you can see that okay, due to the self weight, the load is actually the elongation will be half of the elongation due to the applied force. Now we are dealing with what is a composite, we are trying to find elongation of a composite bar. Like composite bar is nothing but like something like okay, you have one bar, it is attached with another bar of different dimensions. So this could be L1, this is L2, the length, and this is my have the cross section area A1, this having a cross section area A2, like that. And the final elongation will be nothing but P by E into L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2, etc. up to Ln by A. So here a composite rod is considered 100, like there are 3 bars here. This 1000 millimeter long, and its 2 ends are 40 millimeter square and 30 millimeters in area and length. Okay, I am not reading it. So can someone solve this problem? We are having 3 bar. The central one is the longest one. The formula we have to apply here is this one. I think this is a simple problem. I think we can find it out easily. Okay, I will just write the expression here. So delta equal to 1000 by 200 into 10 raised to 3. So this region is 500. This region is 300. This is 200. Okay, so it will be 300 by 40 plus 500 by central part is 20, and finally 200 by 30. How much is the value you are getting?
That is E given.
Oh, you can 200 GPa, you can assume. Can someone tell the answer?
Sir, 0.195.
Okay. I haven't calculated, but still, okay. Is anyone else also getting the same answer? The unit is meter, or what is the unit?
0.196 millimeter.
Yeah, okay.
Sir, got the same answer.
Yeah, okay, fine. We'll go to the next example. So here, what's the time? Time is 12:11. Okay. Two prismatic bars are joined together and support a 100 kilonewton. This upper bar is made of steel of density 10.8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per meter cube. The length of bar is 10 meter and cross-sectional area is given. Similarly, there is another bar and we need to find the maximum stress in each material. So I will just draw the figure. So this is steel, the top part, and the bottom part is the brass, and it is applied. The load is actually something like 100 kilonewton. We need to find the maximum stress in each material. I will just call again the name. Tariq Obedi. Are you here? Tariq. Then Tilak.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I didn't attend yesterday's class, so I don't know.
This is not related to yesterday's class. This is from day before yesterday. You have attended, right?
Sir?
You have attended from day before. Have you attended?
I attended the first class.
Today is your first class.
Sir? Sir, I can't hear you, sir.
Okay. Have you attended the first class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, that is enough for to answer this question.
Sir, can you repeat the question, sir? 1 second.
It's in the screen. Can you read it?
Sir?
It's already visible in the screen, right?
Yes, sir, yes.
Maybe I will also help you. The question is, right, you have to find the maximum stress developed in each material.
Okay, sir.
And this body is subjected to, like, there's a sulfate also happening.
Yes, sir.
Because we are given with the density function. So I suggest you to first take the brass, this quantity, and then the steel. So when you take this brass, which is the material, and you need to find the maximum stress. So stress is nothing but the load by area, and maximum stress will be the maximum load happening in that region. So what will be the maximum load for this material?
So that support plus the weight of the material.
Yeah, the external load plus the weight. So
yes.
the external load is 100 kilonewton.
Yes, sir.
And what is the weight?
So the density into the volume.
Density into volume. And what will be the... Yeah. And what is the cross-sectional area for that?
So the cross-sectional area for that brass is 4,500 mm square, sir.
So it is in kilonewtons. Okay. So tell me what will be the final answer.
Sir, I can calculate.
Okay, that part we leave it. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me what will be the maximum stress in steel.
So the maximum stress. Sir, again 100 plus the weight of.
Yes.
So 100 plus.
Yes. Yes. And actually,
Okay,
there
sir,
is a,
kilonewton, fine.
and what will be the weight? Which weight you have to add here?
So the density of that steel into that volume, sir.
And anything else?
Sir?
No, you should not finish with that, because this is a steel material. So
Yes,
it
sir.
is having it will be acted by the load from the bottom part also.
Yes, sir.
So
We have
we
to
need
add the weight of the brass also, sir.
yes. So it will be density of brass into the volume of brass.
Brass.
And which area now we will take?
So at 5000 mm
Yes,
square.
exactly. So for the brass, actually it will come like 22.89 MPa, and for this one it will become like 20.676 MPa. Yeah, and most probably this will be the last question, I think. Yeah, this is the last question. Pravesh Maniar, I think he's not here, right? Called his name.
Sir, I'm here, sir. I answered question.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Satyajit Patil, he was not here. Pravesh, you have to do okay. Satyajit Patil.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you are here. Fine. Just tell me the answer. Can you read the question now? A bar of 30 mm diameter is subjected to a tensile load of 60 kilonewton. The measured extension of gauge length of 200 mm is 0.1 mm and change in diameter is 0.004 mm. Calculate Young's modulus, Poisson ratio and bulk modulus. Satyajit, did you get the question?
Sir.
Maybe you just tell me the notations which we are using, then we can start the question. Satyajit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the expression for finding Young's modulus.
Modulus, sir.
Young's modulus.
By LA.
Why?
By LA. Change in delta A by L.
Once again, I didn't get it.
By equal to area into delta L by L.
I got delta L by L, and then what is the other expression? Into?
Yes, sir. By F into.
F into. No, I am not understanding what you are telling to me. See, what is the expression? What is Hooke's law here?
Hooke's law.
Hooke's law.
Hooke's law directly proportional to a strain is directly proportional to a strain. At some point after that, it did not follow the proportionality.
Within the elastic limit, the stress is proportional to strain, and we are writing sigma equal to into epsilon here. Okay. Now we need to find what is E. So just tell me what will be the value for sigma and epsilon. Just tell me the expressions. Okay, let's start with this epsilon. Epsilon, we know that it is the change in length by the original length. Okay. What is the change in length and original length here? I'm running out of time. I just need to finish the class within 10 minutes. So, and there is a derivation also pending there. Can you make it fast? Can someone help him? Okay, anyone tell me the answer for the strain?
Sir, what is this gauge length of 200 millimeter is 0.1 millimeter? What is the implication of that, sir?
Okay, so in the last class, in the last slide, when you see it, I have shown a figure like this, something like. Do you remember this figure from the last class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is a test specimen which we are using for finding the stress strain curve in a universal testing machine. And this is the length in which we are interested. So this is the length of the bar on which we are conducting on which we are applying the forces. And how do you find the elongation of this bar? We put 2 marks here, just which is visible to our eye, maybe like using a paint or chalk or anything. Most probably it will be like using paint. And let it be this delta, maybe like L1, I am saying. And once we do the testing, like once we do the testing, then what happens is like this point now actually extend. For example, this specimen actually, okay, I'm just making a rough diagram. Okay, so this thickness will get reduced and it will become closer, and as a result, what happens to these 2 points? These 2 points will get elongated. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so the gauge length is nothing but on which we are measuring, on which gauge length is nothing but on this region we are putting an extensometer, and extensometer will try to measure how much of the how much increase or how much increase in the elongation is happening.
Sir, can you repeat the last line, sir?
Okay, I am saying like extensometer is the instrument used to measure the elongation of a bar in universal testing machine. So extensometer will be fixed on this gauge length, and it will try to measure how much there is an increase in the length of the bar because of the applied load. Suppose this length L2, like these 2 points get elongated.
Sir, so L1 is 200 millimeter here.
L1 is L1 is 200 meter, and L2 minus L1 is the 0.1 millimeter.
Okay, sir.
Young's modulus is coming at 9.765.
Hello. So what will be delta L by L? I need to call. Who was the person who was talking to me little while ago?
Sir, myself Sharan Balsubrahmanyam.
Ah, Sharan. Okay. So can you tell me what is that?
0.5 to 10 power minus 3, sir. Strain.
Yeah, exactly. So it will be like 0.1 by 200 mm. It is coming like 0.0005. 5 into 10 to the power of minus 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So you got epsilon here, and what will be the value for the stress?
Sir, 60 kilonewton divided by pi into 15.
So it will be 0.084.
Which one you are saying?
Sir, stress value 0.084.
The main problem is like you spoiled the units. So can you tell me the units also?
0.084 kilonewton per millimeter square.
Okay, fine. So it will be like 80, nothing but P by A, and the load is coming. It will be coming like 0.084. So 84.8, right?
Yes, sir.
Newton per millimeter square. And from this we can calculate epsilon. Sorry, the Young's modulus.
Young's modulus is 169.765.
Unit.
Per
169.765.
765 kilonewton per millimeter square.
Kilonewton per millimeter square. So millimeter. Kilonewton per. Yeah, exactly. So we write it as 169.765. Okay. And what will be the Poisson ratio here?
Poisson ratio 0.266.
So can you tell me how did you calculate?
Sir, it is delta D by D by delta L by L. That means lateral strain by longitudinal strain. Lateral strain will be change in diameter by original diameter.
Okay.
And
so what is the expression for that?
So delta D by D means change in diameter.
So change in diameter is okay 0.004
divided by 30.
30.
Whole divided by 0.1 by 200.
Longitudinal strain you are already calculated here, this quantity.
Yes, sir. 0.005, yes, sir.
So it is coming as 0.266.
Yes, sir.
What is the bulk modulus?
The bulk modulus equal to E by 3, 1 minus 2 mu.
Okay. I will write the expression here. K equal to E by 3 into 1 minus 2 mu.
1 minus 2 mu. Yes,
so from this you can calculate directly the bulk modulus.
Yes, sir. So it is coming 117.89.
178.
Yes, sir. 0.89 kilonewton per millimeter square.
How does the can you check the answer again?
For bulk modulus, sir.
Yeah, bulk modulus. The expression is E by 3 into 1 minus 2 mu.
Yes, sir.
So mu you are getting 0.266. So I am getting the value 120.9 gigapascal.
Yes, sir. It's correct.
Yes, sir. 120. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's
My
coming as
calculation.
120, nearly 120.86 gigapascal.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's all. Like already the derivation, but anyway, we will maybe if we have time, we can deal in another class. So today actually I planned to do thermostress also, but initially I thought like we can do with some numerical examples to know whether you are okay. What I understood is like we can have one more section entirely only for the numerical example, like sometime in the next week in the afternoon time. So kindly let me know, like just inform the CR and let me know a convenient time, maybe like a 1 hour. Okay. Yeah. I just need to take the attendance. Just a second.